Mario Vendetti, representing Pu'uhoi on Kauai. And if this council wanted to solve any issues, you'd be listening to all the issues. Because if you want investigations, we need investigations into the water department. We need investigations into the police. Why, when we had 2 qualified sheriffs that were local, did we go hire a sheriff coming out of a scandal out of Las Vegas, placing him in power? Not only that, giving him a 20% raise. What's that about? And my friends are getting chained into the Lahaina Luna, back into the fire, by these police brought from Vegas. I want an investigation into the governor. You silencing people when they're talking about real issues. We have water that's given us leukemia. I am probably already infected with benzene and gonna have leukemia. The county's not out there helping the people. So I'm developing a water transport system for me out. I've got flatbed trucks coming, 1,000-gallon tanks, 300-gallon water buffaloes in each neighborhood. Because nobody that was elected to take care of the people is helping. I didn't see one official for 48 hours. And then when they did come, when the police did show up, they came to disperse our communication post when we had no information, no communication. And so I hold all of you responsible, most specifically the governor.
My name's Jeffrey Stephen of the House of Jarrett. Now you put a face with a name. I am the one that sues this group, and I'm holding you accountable. And the reason being, legislation will not bring back the dead nor the harm. There are hundreds of people that are not allowed onto their property except strangers through the EPA are sifting through their sacred property and sacred ground, and they are not being investigated. This same material is then removed from the site and supposedly being sent to the mainland. That should be of high concern to you, because if this chamber, who addressed this same issue in 2018, is allowing people from out of our country, the nation of Hawaii or the state of Hawaii, to abscond this information, because I guarantee you, none of you know exactly what's responsible for this fire. None of you do. And because of that, it's a crime scene. And if it's a crime scene and they're removing the product or spraying product on it, the EPA spraying product on it, and then they're removing product from it, you don't know if it's an accelerant from chemtrails, whatever those things are, or if it was malfeasance by the electrical department, Hawaii Electric, Maui Electric, same company. And I can guarantee you, I have seen pictures of these people doing their thing, and they are not in hazmat suits that qualify for them to remove lead from a house, let alone toxic waste, yet they are. You don't know what is going on. Under Title 18 USC 4, malfeasance and a form of fraud. You now know that this has gone on, and because of that, you must do an estoppel immediately so you can have a true investigation from outside sources that are not from someone that, whether it's a directed energy weapon or chemicals coming down or the electrical department not having the correct size poles up, or the administration not demanding that it's done right, or this group not demanding it's done right. You have a responsibility. Not just to me. I come in the name of Yeshua. You have a responsibility before God.
Now, an update this morning on the water in upcountry Maui. The first time toluene was detected in water samples taken from the Upper Kula treatment plant. The lab reports are from August 14th and 16th and detected trace amounts well below the federal and state maximum contaminant level of 1,000 parts per billion. So the Department of Health and Maui Department of Water Supply say the water system is still in compliance for drinking water. Toluene is a chemical found in industrial feedstock and can be found in paint thinner, permanent markers, and certain types of glue. Despite the trace amounts of toluene being within drinking water standards, the unsafe water advisory remains in effect for Kula as well as Lahaina. So if you're in those areas, don't use the water from the tap. Instead, use bottled water to drink, brush your teeth, make ice, and prepare your food.
Many people may go online and buy products or even get news from China, but they may not know that information is coming from a foreign country. And along with information, there can also be disinformation, as we found out with the Maui fire. Unlike looking at a label to see where a product comes from, tracking down the source for news is harder. And in the days following the devastating Maui fires, as people look for clues to the cause, there were some outlandish conspiracy theory claims being made and shared on social media. Some of those involved a secret weather weapon being tested by the United States. That was false information, and the source of it was ultimately traced back to China, according to the New York Times.
A disinformation campaign immediately after the Maui wildfires was spread by China and Russia.
That campaign made the government's response to the disaster even more difficult.
Well, Mark and Ash, from weather warfare to floating bodies on another island, thousands of missing children to a Maui land grab, experts say the online posts can start as genuine concern, but that China and Russia are now using artificial intelligence to amplify it, spread fear and distrust in government.
When you start talking about laser beams and heat rays coming from space that would take out people in Maui, come on, let's get real.
Governor Green said on HNN Spotlight Now he'll take disinformation concerns to the president.
They used that to sow discontent and doubt, suggesting to our own social media types that there were thousands of children gone, or that we would want that.
All she had to do is make a right turn and she would be safe, but the police would not let her turn right. Nobody was turning right. They turned her back and directed her back towards Lahaina to come north out here. The thing that got her, she took a picture in her rearview mirror. It showed all these cars coming into Lahaina. They were going into a death trap.
The state chief housing officer, Nani Medeiros, is set to step down, according to a statement by Governor Josh Green.
The Environmental Protection Agency says as of 6 p.m. today, they've completed sweeps of more than 506 parcels out of roughly 2,200.
Hali'i Vieira, born and raised in Lahaina, lost her childhood home in the fire. She says she wants to go back to her home. Samaritan's Purse, a nonprofit that's been helping with disaster recovery for more than 2 decades, is on Maui to help families sift through the debris.
Hawaiian Electric Company may be asking customers to help pay to rebuild its infrastructure on Maui, even though it's getting a $95 million grant from the federal government.
Meanwhile, whether the company's neglect or negligence contributed to the destruction is not part of the Attorney General's investigation.
Here's Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy at a press conference during his visit to the intentionally set wildfires in Maui. I don't know if you guys seen this press conference or not, but he was wearing quite the statement of a t-shirt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that owl logo on his t-shirt, but it's quite the statement to the rest of us, and especially those in Lahaina. It's time to start calling things out for what they are and stop letting the media brainwash us into thinking everything is a conspiracy. This t-shirt right here is a membership t-shirt to the Bohemian Club. I encourage each and every one of you that is unfamiliar with the Bohemian Club to do a little research.